What if mermaids were not just characters in fairy tales or sailors' drunken stories after long voyages? What if they were real and still hiding in the deep sea today? For centuries, across Europe, Asia, Africa, and the Americas, stories have echoed with chilling similarities. Tales of half-human, half-fish beings, mysterious, enchanting, and dangerously alluring. In Hollywood's imagination, they are draped in shimmering tales, their voices hypnotic. But history left behind strange journals, sworn testimonies, and chilling records, revealing a story far darker than fantasy. This isn't just legend. These are encounters documented by famous explorers, witnessed by entire communities, and even serious enough to draw the attention of governments. In 2009, in the coastal Israeli town of Kiryat Yam, residents began reporting something bizarre. They claimed to see a mermaid lying on rocks at sunset, only to vanish into the waves. Dozens described the same image: a female figure with pale skin, long dark hair, and a shimmering tail glinting in the fading light. The rumors spread so wildly that local authorities did something unbelievable. They offered a $1 million reward to anyone who could prove the mermaid's existence. One witness swore he saw her flip backward into the sea. Another insisted he saw a tail slap against the water. News outlets rushed in. Cameras pointed to the horizon. Tourists flooded the beaches, but no clear proof ever surfaced. Not a single undeniable photo. Still, the stories never stopped, and to this day, the reward remains unclaimed. But that was not the only case. Back in 1493, Christopher Columbus, during his legendary ocean voyage, wrote in his journal that he saw 3 beings rise from the sea. Their upper bodies resembled women, while their lower halves were fish-like tails. He noted, "They were not as beautiful as in paintings, for their faces looked quite masculine. Historians often dismiss it as manatees. But Columbus was a skilled navigator. He knew what manatees looked like. And why emphasize their human-like faces if they were just animals?" More intriguingly, several of his crew reported the same sighting. These were not isolated notes. They were written in one of history's most famous exploration journals. Could Columbus have stumbled upon a truth humanity later buried? In the stormy waters of Scotland, between the mainland and the Outer Hebrides, lies a strait called the Minch. For generations, sailors whispered in fear about it. The reason? They spoke of the blue men of the Minch, creatures the size of humans with blue-tinted skin, said to command storms and sink ships. Legends claimed they swam up to vessels, reciting rhymes to the captain. If he failed to answer in verse, the ship would capsize. It sounds mythical, yet these stories have persisted for centuries, barely changing. Even today, Scottish fishermen leave offerings at sea before crossing those waters. In Zimbabwe, 2012, 2 dam construction projects came to a halt. Workers refused to return. Why? They claim mermaids were attacking and harassing them underwater. The reports spread so far they reached Parliament. Senior officials admitted the accounts were real, and traditional healers were summoned to perform ceremonies to appease the water spirits. Among the Shona people, mermaids are believed to dwell in deep pools, beautiful but dangerous, capable of blessing or cursing humans. Strangely, only after the rituals were performed did workers return, and no more incidents occurred. In 1730, Hans Egede, a Norwegian missionary, recorded a bizarre sight while sailing past Greenland. He described a creature with a human-like head and torso, but a fish-like tail, surfacing near the ship and staring at the crew before vanishing. Hans Egede was no storyteller. His journals were dry, factual, almost painfully serious. So, why would he suddenly invent a mermaid? In Japan, the mermaid is called Ningyo, a half-human, half-fish creature with golden scales, claws, and a monkey-like mouth filled with human teeth. Legend says anyone who eats Ningyo's flesh will live forever. But capturing one brings disaster. In the 1800s, fishermen reportedly caught a Ningyo and preserved its body in a temple, terrified of the curse. In 2022, scientists examined a so-called mermaid mummy in a shrine. DNA tests revealed it was crafted from multiple animals. Yet the preservation techniques proved this wasn't a prank. Someone truly believed it was real, enough to safeguard it for centuries. In Serbia, mountaineers whispered about the Black Lake Mermaid, a pale figure with long black hair and eerie white eyes, seen drifting in the mist at dawn, only to vanish as anyone approached. These stories existed decades before cinema could have influenced them. In 2013, Icelandic divers filmed inside a cave near Greenland. Their camera captured a shadowy humanoid shape with fins darting behind rocks. Then came a chilling scream underwater before the screen went black. The footage quickly disappeared online, labeled a hoax. But the divers themselves, trained professionals, insisted they saw something real. Even stranger, the government soon closed the cave to the public, forbidding further exploration. In the 1940s, off the coast of Benin, fishermen reportedly hauled up the body of a half-human, half-fish creature in their nets. It had fish scales, webbed hands, but a skull strikingly human. The body was handed to authorities, then vanished and reportedly shipped to France. No official record has ever surfaced. In Canada, 1967, a ferry captain and his passengers swore they saw a blonde-haired mermaid perched on a rock. A photo was published in the papers. Some dismissed it as a joke, but no one admitted to faking it. The town even turned it into a tourist attraction. And to this day, no explanation has been given. These stories, spanning centuries, continents, and cultures, all share one haunting thread. Every witness believed they had seen something that did not belong to the human world. Do mermaids truly exist? Or are they shadows of the unknown? Mysteries the ocean still refuses to reveal? The answer may still be waiting, deep beneath the waves.